This is 5 on your side at 10.
We begin tonight in storm alert. Right now, a severe thunderstorm watch in our area. Let's get straight over to meteorologist Jim Castillo, who's tracking these storms for us. Jim.
Yeah, now some great news, Brent, is that we don't have any warnings in effect at this point in time. Now, earlier tonight around southern Pike County, Missouri, a warning went into effect, and also around Montgomery County, Missouri, and then just north of Macoupin County in Illinois. So let's take a look at what's going on. We have that severe thunderstorm watch that will continue until midnight tonight. It includes St. Louis City and County, St. Charles City and County, where we've had some lightning around the area, Madison County, Illinois, and all northward. So really, Interstate 70 northward is where we're watching for these cells to possibly be severe. We haven't seen a lot of that, and our chances of severe weather seems to be going down. But you can see some lightning North County all the way into Macoupin County and also Greene County in Illinois. Northern Calhoun County, we'll zoom in a little bit here, and you can see northern Calhoun County, a lot of lightning strikes. It seems like that cell's getting a little bit stronger there, and also northern Montgomery County in Illinois, and there it is, Bridgeton to Florissant and right around Hazelwood Central. A lot of lightning and thunder going on there all the way to almost Alton. You will definitely be getting heavy rain and some frequent lightning. We'll watch these cells. If any warnings come into play here, I'll be interrupting, and we'll have the full update on the weather forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then, Jim. Well, one day after the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, local protesters and politicians continue to sound off. New tonight, Robert Townsend gets the pulse of those on both sides of the river.
It's a silent protest against a highly charged issue so many people are passionate about.
Obviously, I'm upset.
Just disappointment and frustration.
Dozens of abortion rights supporters didn't say a word during their demonstration in the heart of downtown Belleville Saturday. Instead, they let their signs speak for them. From abortion is health care to I stand with Planned Parenthood, it's clear they like nothing about the Supreme Court's historic decision to strike down Roe v. Wade after nearly 50 years.
It's heartbreaking to live in a country now where your rights to access health care that you may need for a multitude of reasons are being stripped away.
Worked so hard to get to this point, and then we go backwards.
One local lawmaker echoes these demonstrators' thoughts on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
We knew it was coming, but I'm disheartened.
Democratic State Rep Trish Gunby of West St. Louis County wants Congress to codify abortion rights as a way to address the High Court's action. Gunby is vying to unseat Republican Ann Wagner for Missouri's 2nd congressional district.
I'm sad, I'm mad. Many emotions. I believe rights have been stripped away from women.
This is an historic moment for families, for mothers, and for the precious unborn children who cannot protect themselves.
And there's more reaction to the landmark ruling. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell is one of dozens of elected prosecutors who say they would now refuse to prosecute those seeking, assisting, or providing abortions. In a joint statement, the prosecutor said, quote, enforcing abortion bans runs counter to the obligations and interests we are sworn to uphold. In their statement, St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner's office said the Supreme Court's decision will have devastating consequences for women and families throughout our nation, state, and city.
If we don't do something about it, it's going to keep happening.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Now, the Supreme Court decision is also impacting local businesses. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones tweeted she believes Missouri's abortion laws will make it harder to attract businesses. Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas announced a business has already backed out. Meantime, 2 area stores, Sugar Monster Bakery and the Lucky Accomplice, they are now raising money for the Missouri Abortion Fund.
There's something to be said with mixing politics and business. You know, it's not always, I get that a lot of businesses kind of stay away from things like that, and that's fine. But for us here, we just think it's important to kind of do something with what we have for the community. Now we have more information on these efforts at ksdk.com.
More rallies held across the country today. Another big crowd gathered outside of the U.S. Supreme Court. People on both sides of the debate predict protests will continue in the days to come. Developing in North County, police investigating a deadly double shooting tonight. It happened just after 7 last night on Hamilton Avenue. Police found 2 men with gunshot wounds. Police want to know who a car belongs to. I think we have a picture of that car. There it is. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. A man is now charged in an attack at a grocery store near Lafayette Square. Sidney Dawkins is charged with first-degree assault, armed criminal action, and stealing. According to court documents, Dawkins assaulted a Fields Foods employee early Thursday morning. That victim suffered stab wounds to his face and hands. Dawkins' gun also went off in that struggle. Within the last couple of hours, President Trump wrapped up a rally 2 hours north of St. Louis.
I'm thrilled to be back in the American heartland with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. You are unbelievable. You built this country.
Mr. Trump held a Save America rally near Quincy, Illinois. He was there to campaign for Congresswoman Mary Miller. She's in a hotly contested GOP primary against Congressman Rodney Davis for the newly drawn 15th Congressional District for Illinois. Now, before tonight's event, Democrats held a counter rally in Quincy. They spoke out on the need to support fundamental rights and democracy.
In order to come together, first we have to be able to talk to each other, and probably not behind social media and things of that nature. I don't know what that's going to look like to get people in the same room safely, but eventually we are going to have to talk to one another and talk about what it is that we're disagreeing on, and is there middle ground.
The Illinois primary is in 3 days.
Historic gun legislation, now the law of the land. The president's message to Americans. Stretching your gas money, but can your lead foot stop you from going the extra mile? We verify viral tips to conserve fuel.
And in weather, a lot of lightning in North County right now. And coming up, we'll take a look at the sky cam right over Lambert. And you can see that lightning to the north. No severe thunderstorm warnings, but the watch continues until midnight. More on our forecast coming up.
Tonight, President Biden is in Germany to begin a week of important summits in Europe. The G7 summit kicks off tomorrow. Will focus on steps to stabilize global energy markets. World leaders are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine and announce new sanctions and military assistance. Now, before he left for Europe, he signed a bill that brings the most significant changes to U.S. gun laws in decades. The Senate and House passed the bill last week. Now, just weeks after the mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas. The bill provides grants to states for red flag laws and enhances background checks to include juvenile records. The president called today's signing a monumental day.
Their message to us was do something. I don't know how many times we heard that. Just do something. For God's sake, just do something. Well, today we did.
The new law does not ban assault weapons or require background checks for all gun purchases.
And we are in storm alert. Here is Lambert Field looking north toward North County in the Florissant area, and also we're all the way to Alton, Illinois. Frequent lightning, and this is not a severe cell, but definitely a lot of lightning and some heavy rain. We'll talk about the severe weather chances for the rest of the night coming up.
With gas prices still near record highs, I bet you're keeping your eye on what you're paying at the pump these days. You may see tips on ways to be more fuel efficient. Our Megan Malaris from the Verify team sees if they really help you save.
This gas price saga is stop and go. We have slowly pumped the brakes on record-shattering prices, but been unable to roll the burden to a stop. As fuel analysts warn of a very expensive summer, let's look at another so-called gas hack to save money. Viewer Janice Sumner posted these tips from, quote, the experts. Number 4 claims, remember, every 5 miles above 55 miles per hour decreases your fuel efficiency. Is that true? The answer is yes. Our sources are Consumer Reports and Gas Buddy head petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan.
That's absolutely true, and that's where your vehicle is working harder to overcome drag. That is wind, right? It's every 5 miles an hour you go up above beyond that, you're losing a lot more efficiency, and that's why 55 to 60 is really the sweet spot. Your car's not having to work as hard against the wind. But your RPMs, generally, you're in a high gear at that speed. So you're generally in a perfect spot there, and you can really do much better. You can get 400 miles out of a tank.
Consumer Reports also tested the claim and measured gas mileage at a steady 55 miles per hour, 65 miles per hour, and 75 miles per hour in both a standard car and compact SUV. It found reducing speed from 65 to 55 improved fuel economy by 6 miles per gallon in the car and 8 miles per gallon in the SUV.
You don't have to go 70. You don't have to go what the speed limit says, right? There's minimums posted, but 55 to 60 is the sweet spot for most vehicles.
And be mindful of what your car is carrying to your summer road trip. Consumer Reports found at highway speeds, more than 50% of engine power goes to overcoming aerodynamic drag. Adding weight to that, even from an empty roof rack, slows down your fuel economy. In conclusion, yes, the gas hack claim is true. Going faster than 55 miles per hour reduces your fuel efficiency. You'll save money if you slow down. Yet slowing down doesn't necessarily mean taking the slowest route. DeHaan said you'll get better fuel efficiency if you take the highway at 55 than starting and stopping on roads with stoplights. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
All right, so what can we verify for you? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. Well, just a few hours ago, people packed the streets of downtown to celebrate the annual Pride Fest. Check it out. This year's theme is Together Again, to help unite the LGBTQ+ community, and shares the excitement of returning to St. Louis since 2019. There are plenty of performances, vendors, and activities for all ages. Festivities continue tomorrow morning with the Grand Pride Parade. And if you can't be at the parade, you can join us online beginning at 11 in the morning. Stream it live on the 5+ app. Just search 5 on your side on your Roku or Fire TV. All right, time now to get a check on your weather. Jim Castillo's hard at work in the Weather Center. What are you looking at tonight, Jim?
Well, check this out. That lightning, this is Lambert and looking more northbound. And I'll just stay here for a second here. The lightning has been very frequent, and we have some very heavy rain to the north of Lambert. And of course, that rain-cooled air is trying to move in, but that temperature at Lambert has been about 92 degrees. So we're hoping the next hour here it does knock down the temperature because the rain is so close by. But it's just north of Lambert, even around Blackjack and Florissant and all the way through West Alton and Alton in Illinois. So we're watching these cells. You can see all that lightning on the radar shot here just north of St. Louis, and again north of the airport there, all the way up into looks like Greene County and also Jersey County, eastern Jersey County. And again, none of these are severe, but lots of lightning with these. I'll get out of the way so you can see it. Spanish Lake all the way to Alton and into Brighton in Illinois there. And we'll zoom in a little bit closer. Florissant, some heavier rain and just north of Ferguson. And approaching Wood River, you're seeing a lot of lightning to your west right now. And then looks like that lightning will continue very intense in this area all the way up into eastern portions of Jersey County, and then widen out the shot even more up into not only Montgomery County in Illinois, but also Macoupin County. So a lot of lightning. Greene County too, seeing that. Now you can see the thunderstorm watch has been allowed to expire or expire a little bit early. Lincoln County, Warren County, but still in effect till midnight. St. Charles, St. Louis County, Madison County northward. So we still have a little slice of that. A lot of shower thunderstorm activity is expected during the overnight hours and probably redeveloping in this rain-cooled air from the other thunderstorms that are popping around the area. So throughout the night and into the morning hours, thunder, lightning, and also rain, but it should end before the Pride Parade, which is 11 a.m. So watch this future cast here. You can see 7:30 in the morning, the rain really starts to go away. And then at 9:30, it is out of here. We start to clear up We're cooler in the afternoon, low 80s for high temperatures and less humid, and that stays with us for a while. 7-day forecast showing temperatures at 82 for Sunday, 82 Monday, but not humid, and sunny. Tuesday, 85 and not humid, very sunny. And looks like 91 for Wednesday, kind of hot again, but not really too humid at all on Thursday at 95.
All right. Thank you, Jim, for keeping us updated there.
You bet.
All right, let's go ahead and turn now to Ahmad with what's next in sports.
Hey guys, did you happen to catch that breeze over at Busch Stadium earlier today? Man, Miles Michaelis stuff was so good. The Cubs, they were cooling me down 4 blocks away. But I'll tell you why that hot performance doesn't always add up to wins for Michaelis. The Cardinals entered today's game against the Chicago Baby Bears a half game behind Milwaukee for first in the Central. The Cubs, on the other hand, were 17 games under 500 and are easily one of the worst teams in the league. Right, Sean? This goes without explaining. The Cardinals shouldn't lose too many times to this Cubs team. Miles Michaelis got the start. He was stellar, but we'll get back to number 39 and his mustache later. Before the season, not too many people knew about Brendan Donovan. Now he's become a household name in Cardinal Nation. Bloop the opposite plates too, and he says, forget Michaelis' stash, check out the flow, baby. Dylan Carlson doesn't have the hair like some of his teammates, but he does have the skill. This liner to right scores another as the Cardinals take a 3-1 lead, but the Cubs would tie the game with the 2-run homer, blowing Michaelis' chances for a win. But that's when Ivan Herrera picked a perfect time to bring home his first big league run. Just misses a homer. The Birds tack on another and avoid falling to the lifeless Cubs. They win 5-3. Herrera, how about that game-winning run?
My first game in the big leagues, called the hit at Gramsci. I think that's one thing that I won't forget. And like my first RBIs helped the team win, and that's another thing that I can't forget about.
We'll never forget it either. If you look solely at wins and losses for Miles Michaelis, you'd have no idea just how solid he's been this season. In his last 23 innings, he's allowed just 8 hits. He's given up only 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts and has 31 strikeouts in the month of June, 9 of them coming this afternoon. So why does Michaelis only have 1 win in his last 4 starts? Well, he's not pointing fingers, nor is he losing sleep over his win and loss column.
Offenses have up and downs, pitchers have up and downs, so you know, I'd like to have more wins. I mean, I maybe only have 1, but we won today. You know, that's a win in my book. Maybe a change in that stat, the way relievers are used so heavily nowadays. You know, if you start the game and your team wins, that's a win in my book. Right. If I keep it close and we get the win, I can sleep tight at night with that.
More baseball. O'Fallon, Missouri native Kevin Graham and Ole Miss facing Oklahoma in the College World Series Finals. First inning, Graham gets a hit to left field, driving in the first run of the game to give the Rebels a 1-run lead. Third inning, here's his teammate Tim Elko again. He scored last time. This time, he hits one to far right field, and it is fair. A solo shot to give Ole Miss a 4-0 lead. They wound up winning 10-3. Now, earlier today, the St. Louis City and County Police squared off in a basketball game called Ballin' for the Lou. Richard Banks, who sits on the St. Louis County Board of Police Commissioners, says the idea behind this game was to show people these officers do more than protect the streets. He says it also shows the brown and blue can work together as one.
These are actual police officers from St. Louis City and St. Louis County. Our idea was to show the public that we work together. We work together in a lot of different ways that people don't see. And here's something that we can do as a public relations outfit so they can see what we actually do.
Won that one by 8.
All right. Yeah, good to see those officers outside of their uniform, Ahmad.
Right, showing off their athleticism.
There you go. Thank you much. All right, Jim, how about a final look?
Yeah, no new warnings, but wanted to show you this lightning. So again, North County here. This is from Lambert looking north and now more northeast going into Madison County in Illinois. Frequent lightning and heavy downpours. No new warnings on that, but you can see her on the radar. So anywhere from St. Louis north into Illinois is where we're seeing the heaviest weather. And again, mainly downpours and that lightning. No reports of any severe weather at this point.
All right, we know you'll keep us updated. That's all of our time for 5 on your side at 10. Thanks for the company. Saturday Night Live is next, and you can join us tomorrow at 6 a.m.